I'm Laura, and I'm going to briefly talk about my hackathon experience in Iceland lately. So, like many other things in Estonia, it all started thanks to Margis, who shared this nice link on Facebook. And I was in Moscow at the time, and I had just seen a virtual reality, like an art exhibition, which I really liked, but it was kind of like very primitive and like underdeveloped. So when I saw this, I was just like, yeah, VR, Silicon Valley, technological optimism, cool, and like free travel reimbursements to Iceland. So why the hell not? So I registered, and I don't know why, but they picked me, and so we were off to Iceland. So when I got there was like 30 people there, and we kind of like automatically grouped with the other Estonians. It was like, yeah, you're in my comfort zone, let's be a team. So, and like I was kind of lucky to have Miley's and Goddard in my teams. They're like the original gangsters in Europe. And, so they gave us a topic, which was it was you all alone, and we didn't really know what that meant. And then another teammate of ours, Matt, asked the guys who did the event that can we make a multiplayer game? They were like, yeah, you can, but don't. And but we did. And so. It started with Miley's idea to kind of have had a flashback to when Margis replaced one of the controllers with his face and like moved around the space. Like one controller was one person, the other controller was the other person. And so we kind of wanted to implement that mechanic into a game. So that's what we did. So we had 48 hours to make it, and every team got one powerful computer, and the rest were just using their own laptops. And we got to choose between Oculus, Vive and EEVR, and we chose Vive obviously, and pizza and energy drinks. So, pretty much, like we knew that we wanted to do the whole controller mechanic, but we needed a context. So we were thinking of like if we wanted to make it in like a laboratory, like sci-fi or like magic or something like that. But we decided we would do it in a cave because it's easy. It's like just like put a bunch of rocks around you, and it's like very immersive still. And we kind of made it into like a chasing game where one person would be like this floating orb of light flying around you, and then you had this kind of like wand thingy, and you had to like catch the orb. There were a lot of like game mechanic problems, like for example, you wouldn't want to like crash into the other person, so we had to like make the distance of the wand. We had to program that, and we had to think of a way to like end the game, like a point system kind of. So we made like you see there's like sections glowing. So like every time you would catch the light, like one section would start glowing and stuff like that. And like a delay was important as well. Like if you swing the controller, then the orb would kind of like delay a bit, which was nice. And,
did you actually hit each other while testing?
Yeah, but not like controllers, but like more like in the face. So here's a video in game. Yeah, it was actually very, very challenging, like tiring. Like we were all sweating each time after a session.
So the orb is the other player
Yeah.
running around the room.
Yeah, running around. Yeah, it kind of felt like fencing a bit. So then 48 hours had passed, and all teams had finished their games. And here's a video showcasing all of them and people playing them. So the first team made like a snowball game. They had to like throw and dodge snowballs.
That's with the leap motion?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, it's with leap motion.
looks like a techno dance.
But there's a twist, wait for it. Maybe you can guess by now what's going on.
You're playing yourself against yourself.
Yeah, playing yourself.
Yeah.
This game I really liked. It was kind of like a puzzle slash escape game where one person would have like a guide and the other person was the one navigating the room. So the person with the guide would be like, is there a plant in the room? If yes, go right. You know, is there a toilet in the room? If yes, go straight. And like the objective of the game was to just like escape with teamwork kind of. It was very confusing. It took like 20 minutes, and I really like the visuals and the sound. We actually recorded the voices with the phone, if I remember correctly. So there was this kind of trolley dilemma game. You can't really see, but there's like two options. And you had to like tilt towards the option you would prefer. It's like spaces versus tabs, and stuff like that. It was Trump. And there's our game, so you can see us playing here.
So the name of the game was? The name of the game was?
Oh, Eldur, which means light in Icelandic.
Cool. The video in the top corner is pretty cool.
Sometimes it got very intense.
Like, were people amazed, like, how good this AI is?
Yeah. Yeah, like if you wouldn't tell the person that there's an actual person playing, you would be amazed. So yeah, that was it. And then after the hackathon, the second part of the event was a slush play, which was like a bunch of talks and demos. So this is like a picture of the demo area, and you can see Everest VR being demoed. And there were like, some games weren't VR, but most were, and there were like Everest VR, EEVR, Waltz of the Wizards for some reason, and then there were like small projects as well, like for example one game kind of showcased phobias, and like you were like in a room where needles and knives were being thrown at you, and and like water was rising and you couldn't do anything and stuff like that. And they had a spider one too, but they didn't show that one. And then there was a game about lucid dreaming where you could just like move around some kind of dreamy landscape, but the trick was you had to like walk with your hands like this or like this, and like it was like a fun mechanic, plus it produced the motion sickness you usually get when you just move around and there's no context.
Could you fly in that one?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I think it was like a jetpack kind of. So there were many talks. We missed all the good ones, sadly. So we were kind of disappointed, but I watched the videos later and there were good ones as well. So I'm not going to read them, but these are some of the topics and questions that intrigued me. There was a lot of talk about like Hollywood and bringing like parallels between the beginning of cinema and TV versus like VR starting up now.
Can you comment on that one, which is fourth from the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
VR affects the brain more intensely than real life. Is there any research behind that? Any valid research, or is that more kind of a vision or something?
There might be research, but no legitimate claims, I guess.
Because I
I
have
think
heard
what
the
is
same
smart-
claim over and over, but I need to see some research.
Yeah,
So
well,
any-
it was just like a
anything?
talk, and like it was like speculations.
Probably just a clickbait title.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
perhaps. Well, I know, like in my personal experience, I overcame my fear of heights because I was just in high places so much in VR. It doesn't work for me in real life anymore. The
Okay.
instinct has just disappeared.
So there are definitely some therapeutical applications.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So there's a picture of a meditation VR game. I don't remember the name exactly. So here we are backstage, and we had to like introduce our games to a crowd of like 10 people because everyone left by then. Yeah, but it was kind of like unplanned, like very robust. But after we had finished everything, the team approached us and was like, "Yeah, you were the best. We have a spare Oculus for you." So, like, we didn't officially win, but I think we got a bit more than bragging rights. So yeah, free Oculus, yeah. And then we had an after party in the whale museum.
Obviously.
And we had very good progressive DJs and backgrounds.
Is that in any way connected to the real life situation? So more whales in VR?
Maybe. I don't know. I guess it's just like stimulating, I guess. Yeah. It was a very big venue, so it was kind of empty, so no one would really dare to dance or anything. That's it. I'm looking for questions and comments.
Was this your first VR project ever?
Yeah, it was.
Was it fun?
Oh yeah, really. It was really fun.
Or would you recommend these types of things for
Yes, I would.
others?
Like a couple of days back, I was thinking like there's like two kinds of hackathons. Like one is where you just like show up in real life and just like cram everything into like a short period of time, and the other is like online hackathons where you have like a deadline and you can just like relax and do what you have to do. But I think I actually prefer this one. It's like working with a team and like intense problem solving, and it's like very stimulating and fun, I guess.
How did you divide up the tasks within your team?
It kind of happened naturally because Marlies and Goddard are like professional game developers. Okay. Well, they're good. And Marlies did like 3D modeling, and Carla did some programming, and me and Matt were like we were all just like working on the general concept together. I was just like nagging at like Maris and Carla, like, no, do this, and I also did the audio design, and Matt was kind of like our manager.
Well, you need that too.
Yeah. We had a very good team, wonderful people.
So that's the bigger point. Like this, projects always need a big variety of different people to get a new good thing in the end.
Yeah. And at the hackathon, like the people were like very different. Like some hadn't touched like any like 3D program or anything in their life, and some were like professionals. So like it worked pretty well, I think.